and welcome to SideBar The Show. Our guest today is Dallas Rodin, a fantastic singer-songwriter rooted in pop, blending together her influences of alternative and rock music to create a really unique sound. Over the holidays, she just released her first Christmas album called Seasons Change, We Change Too. And welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me today.
So let's dive right in. We got our first drink here is Cool 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 from Daft Brewery. So
Lovely.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I think it's a... Have you ever watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
No,
So I think
haven't.
It's the cool, cool, cool thing is like Andy Samberg, who you probably know, Andy Samberg. Yeah. He says, "Oh, cool, 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 no down. And this brewery is known for doing like a bunch of pop culture references.
Oh, that's awesome.
In their drinks
that's
and
sweet.
such. Yeah. All right, so let's jump into it. My first question for you is: I know you started singing and songwriting at like age 6. Mm-hmm. Do you remember the first song you ever worked on?
I do, actually. I had just gotten my first guitar, and I kind of like locked myself in my room and just started messing around with chords. I knew nothing. Like, I hadn't even taken a guitar lesson yet, and I was just kind of putting my fingers where I thought they should go and seeing what sounded good, and just kind of went off that. I don't remember the whole song, but I know like one lyric that was like, "I'm a girl, not a boy, just telling you." And like, that's the one lyric I remember from the song.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I feel like I love like thinking back to like the songs. Have you ever found like notes on like your old iPods or something like that?
Yeah.
Just those old songs.
I have a lot of books, so sometimes I find those books and I'm just like, oh, these need to be burned. Like right now, they're so bad.
It's so cringy.
Half of them I'm like, where are you even drawing this from? You're so young. You know nothing about like love and anything in general, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. And so kind of a year later, I heard you were playing in bars with your guitar teacher, your first guitar teacher. Mm-hmm. What was it like being so young, seeing all that live music and being in a bar with singing live?
I was pretty shy, and I just kind of being around adults most of the time. I feel like I learned quickly and adapted to it, but that was fun. It was good times. I mean, my guitar teacher is still super prominent in my life now, even though she's living out in BC. So, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. I actually found a video of you guys performing.
No.
And someone had posted it's super low quality. We'll throw it up.
Oh, God. That is hilarious. I haven't seen this in forever. Yeah. I remember this, too. That was like at the Newmarket Theater or something, I think.
They spelled your name wrong in the video.
Did they?
They missed the A, the second A in Dallas.
Oh, great.
Dallas.
Nice.
But I found that, I was like, wow, like this is way back.
The fact that you found that with a spelling error is pretty crazy.
Well, my next question is, I know you tweeted before that you were standing beside The Weeknd at a concert or a venue and you worked out beside Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Oh, yeah.
Who is the most famous person that you felt like starstruck by meeting or being next to?
I don't know. I guess I would say The Weeknd. That was a pretty fun event. We actually got invited to one of his album release parties and just kind of showed up. I was with my manager now and some friends at the time, and yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, we didn't really go up and say anything, but even just to be in that environment and kind of network with other people in the industry was pretty cool.
All right, that's super cool. Mm-hmm. Very cool stuff. I thought it was hilarious, the Bill Nye the Science Guy thing.
Yeah,
I was like, that's
I lived in New York.
Funny.
I lived in New York, so and he lived in my building. So just to see him on like the treadmill, me and my roommate were like, 100% Bill Nye.
Yeah.
So that was pretty funny.
Bill Nye, the Science Guy.
Bill Nye, the Science Guy.
So our next drink is the Hey Y'all. We went for the peach edition this time. So cheers.
Cheers.
That's just delicious.
That's really good.
It's just iced tea.
Nothing better than peach.
So we're going to go into a bit we call Backstage Pass, where we went backstage on your social medias and found some pictures and stuff that we want some more explaining for.
Okay. Nervous for that.
This is the first one.
Oh, that was like my first time visiting LA. I had gotten into school there, and I visited, what is the museum with all the wax figures? Madame Tussauds, yeah. And I was wearing a red hoodie that day, and the E.T. wax figure was there, so I just thought it would be funny to reenact the scene. E.T.'s like one of my favorite movies in general. So,
right.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's the last one.
Oh my gosh, I'm so young in that photo. I think that was just another bar concert that my guitar teacher was hosting. I did a lot of those when I was a kid. So yeah, just a group of us had different solos, some group songs. Yeah.
It seemed like there were a lot of young kids that would like. Was it all of your guitar teachers kind of prodigies coming out and
students in general? Yeah. So we would just do a lot of those shows for our parents and just people in general who wanted to come out and support. So
that sounds like such a good time. It's so much fun.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So we're going into our next drink, which I'm so happy you picked this one because the can is just so cool.
Trippy.
It is.
Definitely
so
trippy.
Life in the Clouds from Collective Arts. So cheers.
Cheers.
Going on to my next question is, I know when you were in LA with Adam, you were like staying up until like 4, 5, 6 in the morning working. Was that like a jet lag thing, or were you just like so focused that you were like, I'm ready?
I think we were just super focused. There wasn't a lot of I don't remember there really being any jet lag, and plus like our days were super busy too. So it's not like we would stay up super late, sleep in all day, and kind of go back. We were working pretty much 24/7. But yeah, those were different for me, and I feel like I had to kind of grow into those sessions because I'm a day person, I'm a morning person, so there were some nights where I'd be falling asleep in the studio and the artist would be like, Dallas, what was that melody again? And I would wake up out of my sleep and just like hum the melody to them and they'd be like, okay. And then I'd go back to sleep. So there's definitely some late nights, but just kind of going with it.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I know at one point in LA you kind of got scammed-ish on Airbnb into some strange place that wasn't exactly what you were expecting.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that story?
We kind of showed up and it was a shithole. The garbage can was like already overflowing with like months of garbage, like months of it. There were stray cats, raccoons everywhere. It was just a pretty strange place to be, but I mean, we were only there to sleep. We were out most of the days.
Out most of the day, busy, making music. And I heard that you found some inspiration in the washing machine or the dryer that was making noise and you were humming to it.
Were we? I don't know. Maybe. I feel like we were doing some strange things. We were up so late some of those nights. I feel like we probably got a little stir crazy. But yeah, that actually does ring a bell. I feel like we were probably just making beats off of it and making melodies.
We actually do have the video, so we'll throw it up.
Where are you getting this from? I'm so confused. Really do your research. Every time you say something new, I'm like, what? I feel like I don't even recall this. Like, I'm trying to search my brain.
Yeah. So we're going to be right back. We're going to cut to commercial, but we'll be right back after this. Thanks.
Do you hate germs, especially during this time of year? Well, LaRoupe kills the 0.1% of germs that those other name brand Purells, oops, that was not what I meant to say, kills the 0.1%.
LaRoupe. It kills the last 0.01%. Buy it now at participating retailers. Batteries not included, each sold separately. So now we're gonna go into the lightning round after we do a shot of this Murphy's Law. She picked the blue raspberry flavor. So it is a lighter percentage, but it's very sour.
I like sour.
It will be delicious. Cheers.
Oh.
Sour face.
That is really sour.
All right, so we're going to go into the lightning round where I'm going to ask you some super quick questions, easy stuff, and just the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
So if you had an actor play you in a movie, who would it be?
Ooh. I don't know why. I just think of her because she's like one of my favorite actresses, but Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock. I love Sandra Bullock's
great.
great.
Able to pull it off 100%.
The gravity thing, like she's like floating through space, and it's just all like her noises and stuff that just like made the movie amazing.
It's Blindside for me.
Blindside
is like my favorite. So
when I look around and all I see are people shooting the bull and drinking coffee. Who runs this place?
Blindside's another great one. This one's more custom tailored to you. If you had to watch just Free Willy or just She's the Man forever, which would you pick?
She's the Man. Which sucks because I love Free Willy. I don't know how you know these things, but She's the Man, I just like know every single word to, and I feel like it takes me out of like my funk moments. So if I'm ever like really sad or like depressed, I'll always watch She's the Man, and it makes me happy.
It is like a mildly, like it holds up. Like I've watched it recently, And it holds up as a movie compared to other ones. So you go back, you're like,
It's underrated. I feel like a lot
Yeah.
of people just like don't appreciate Amanda Bynes' humor.
yeah.
I love her.
The tampon bit with Channing Tatum.
Exactly.
Like,
There's so many good moments in that movie.
yeah. Although I will say, like, you know, at the climax of the movie where she reveals that she is actually a woman.
Just because you wear a wig doesn't prove you're a girl.
Okay, then.
Merciful Jesus.
It made no sense to me. I was like, you couldn't have done like anything else. You had to flash the entire crowd.
Yeah, I mean,
That was the bit. I was like, not sure if this would work.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So, what is your favorite smell?
Vanilla musk.
Oh, vanilla's like top of my list. Like, you know, when you're baking and you open up the vanilla.
Yeah, I'm not like a florally person, so I definitely go
Vanilla.
for like vanilla, but it needs some sort of like manly smell as well.
Right.
Vanilla musk.
What are you most excited for coming up?
For 2022.
Forever.
Live shows. I'm really, really just saying optimistic about that, and I'm really hoping that
Yeah.
I can start performing more.
Any tickets that you have lined up that you've purchased?
I bought Justin Bieber tickets last year, and I'm hoping that his show still happens. I'm not too sure if they announced anything yet, but yeah, Justin Bieber. I mean, there's a lot of good artists that are coming that
many.
I'd like to see, so we'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, I'm like loading up. I have like all these things
I
that
bet.
are like slowly getting pushed back and back.
Oh.
I had one in March or April that already got pushed back to next October, and I'm like,
I just find those are drastic because like they're making so many changes quickly now.
Yeah.
You don't know.
what's one vice that you wish you could get rid of?
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, so this is probably stupid and I could probably think of a better one, but I'm a really bad backseat driver. I don't know if that counts.
No, 100%
but, like,
that counts.
really, really bad to
Yeah.
the point where people just like won't drive with me, or road rage in general.
Right,
so
right.
one of those.
Yeah, I find like I struggle to get mad at people in general, but on the road it's just so easy. 'Cause,
Oh,
like,
my road rage is really bad,
Yeah.
so I would go with road rage.
yeah.
You piece of you! I'm trying to f***ing drive here. You blow through that stop sign like that? Don't f***ing do that to people. You got a stop sign? You stop at the f***ing white line.
I will end you!
And I'll be on my skateboard and I'll be like, oh my god, these drivers are awful. Like, how dare you drive this close to me?
Yeah.
And then I'll be in the car and I'll be like, these skateboarders are way too
And
close.
you're like trying to go into
Yeah.
them. Mine is I never used to use, this is so bad and I don't recommend this, but I never used to use like my turn signals because I just find that no one lets you in when you use them.
Right.
So, but now lately I'm just like, people who don't do that, I get so angry. So
Right.
now I'm like
The
very
double
much,
standard is
yeah, it's
there.
so bad.
Yeah.
So that.
Yeah. What's one item that you splurged on recently?
Oh, I'm on a savings grind right now. One item I
Not
splurged-
recently then.
I know. Okay.
What's the last item you splurged on?
Probably Christmas gifts, but not even for myself. Like just Christmas gifts in general,
Yeah.
I would say.
What was one thing that you got that you were like, this is a solid gift for someone?
Okay, I bought like a really nice cocktail set from Cocktails Emporium downtown. Not sure if you heard of them. It's on Queen Street.
I haven't. I probably should have, based on the concept of the show.
No, honestly,
but-
you should. They're great. They have some really crazy stuff in there, and I bought like a really nice cocktail set that just kind of has everything you need. So
Right.
yeah.
Right. If you were to live anywhere but Toronto/Aurora/GTA area, where would it be?
I used to always say LA, and of course, like I want to live there eventually. But where I'd love to just like settle down is Nashville and just live on a farm, have a huge amount of dogs and horses, and just
Nashville's
I'd love to live in Nashville.
Great place for music in general.
Yeah, as well as LA. So
Although I will say, I know you're allergic to the cold,
I am.
so kind of how does that factor into living in Nashville as your like dream place to live in?
I mean, I'm living here, so
I guess you can only go up, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it has its perks and it has its like downfalls. I feel like I get out of a lot more things that I don't need to do. Growing up, I wouldn't have to take the garbage out in the mornings because I would break out in hives and whatnot. But it was one of those allergies that you kind of grow into and grow out of eventually. So I'm kind of on my ending phase of it all. So
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my last question in the lightning round is, what is one talent that you wish you had?
One talent? I've always wanted to be a gymnast.
A gymnast?
Yeah, I just think it's crazy how people can move their bodies that way.
Yeah.
Like dance is one thing, and that's crazy in itself when you guys are doing all that, but gymnasts are just like a whole other breed, and I've always kind of been obsessed with that.
Right. Are you flexible at all? Like, I'm the least flexible person you've ever seen.
No, not at all. And I
Yeah.
think hockey made it like even worse. So
Right.
yeah, no.
Yeah. All right. I have a bit that we're going to do. We're going to see who can get closer to touching their toes, if you're okay with that.
Okay.
All right. I'm really, really bad at it, so get ready to be impressed at how bad I am at this.
I think I'll be better. I will definitely be better, but I'm not
All right, ready?
as flexible.
3, 2, 1. Oh my God, what? You said you weren't flexible. You could touch the ground with your hands.
It's hurting. Okay, we'll go with
I feel
that.
like if you can touch your toes, you're flexible, and you just put your whole palms on the ground. Anyway, we're going to go on to our last drink. Man, this is flying by, which is the artisanal gin from Collective Arts, 13 Botanicals. We've had it before. It is sharp and delicious.
I'm going to take like a baby sip.
You can take a baby sip.
Oh. Okay. Gin. One of my bandmates is actually huge into gin. So, Monty, if you're watching, pretty good. I give it a, honestly, for gin, 9 out of 10. It's pretty good.
9 out of 10, there you go.
9 out of
Gin is
10.
my go-to drink. So
Okay.
I'm a big gin fan.
So you enjoy.
I do enjoy. And I saw that you have tweeted before that like Christmas movies never go out of style for you. You love every Christmas movie. And we have this funny picture of you dressed as Santa. We'll throw it up here.
As Santa?
Yeah, well, not Santa, like not the beard, but maybe Miss Santa. What is she called? Mrs. Santa? Mrs. Claus.
Mrs.
That makes so much more sense. So, on that note, what is your favorite Christmas movie of all time?
The Grinch Who Stole Christmas.
The Grinch Who Stole Christmas.
Yeah. Jim Carrey does a stellar performance. Like
There
you
you go.
cannot deny.
So,
it.
so which one is your go-to? The live action or the classic?
I would have to say the live, and I hope no one kills me for that. But Jim just does such an excellent job.
His facial expressions are fantastic.
Yeah, they're the best.
To die for.
Yeah.
And famous Canadian. So.
Exactly. Gotta support.
There you go. My last question for you is I know that March 27th, 2020 was going to be a big day for you, your first kind of big live performance at the Mod Club, which is now will not exist.
Yeah.
So
it's still up and running.
Still up and
Different
running.
name.
Will be a new name, but I know it's getting moved to a new date, which you mentioned earlier. How excited are you to get back on stage and performing?
I'm super excited. I'm definitely nervous, but I'm just like excited to like push myself to do the things that like really scare me.
Right.
And I'm just excited to kind of get back together with my band because they are the best time to be around and to like finally hear the music live. I feel like that's what's gonna really like just fulfill everything for me. So I'm really excited.
Right. And can you tell us a little bit, because you said you were very excited about the band, like you got the full band. Can you tell us a little bit about this full band that the viewers are going to come out and see?
Yeah, I mean, it's me, my drummer, bassist, and guitar. And we're definitely putting on like an excellent rock show. So I feel like you're not going to want to miss this one and the ones to come.
Great. Well, that kind of wraps things up. If you want to look at any of the cameras here and kind of say where they can see your stuff, where they can buy your tickets when they come out, and yeah, just talk a little bit about yourself.
Okay. You can follow me on Instagram at Dallas Rodin. You can follow my music on Spotify and Apple Music and wherever else you listen to your music as just Dallas. I had a feeling you'd walk away as soon as it got hard. All I wanted was a bit of space, but you got up, not saying I'm not to blame. I hated the way I cut you off, frustrated, you're so vain, and I hate that you're all the same. You and I were perfect, you were my twin flame. Then you start to act up, driving me insane. Call it what you want, but it's jealousy and chains. Thought that you were worth it, had a feeling you'd walk away. Not saying I'm not to blame. I hated the way I cut you off. Frustrated, you're so vain. And I hate that you're all the same. I wish it had worked out, but now I wish you all the best. You messed up, broke my trust, and now I put it all to rest. I have a hard time sleeping, won't beat it, it's a mess. So tell me how you been keeping your image up. Must be tough, left in such a fucking rush. You and I were perfect, you were my twin. Then you start to act up, driving me insane. Call it what you want, but it's jealousy and chains. Thought that you were worth it. Had a feeling you would walk away. 1, 2, 3, go. Not saying I'm not to blame. I hated the way I cut you off. Frustrated, you're so vain. And I hate that you're all the same. I wish it had worked out, but now I wish you all the best. You messed up, broke my trust, and now I put it all to rest. I keep giving second chances. You don't deserve nothing from me. R.I.P. you're dead to me, 'cause I had a feeling you'd walk away. Not saying I'm not to blame. I hated the way I cut you off. Frustrated, you're so vain. And I hate that you're all the same. I wish it had worked out, but now I wish you all the best. You messed up, broke my trust, and now I put it